Hi, okay, today we're gonna show how to repair a cracked block. What I did was I just cracked one of these, a corner of this off so you can see. If you do have the piece that's loose, what you have to do is you have to glue it on so it can't move in the future. If it's a small piece or whatever. So what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of glue on there and try to fit it right back into shape, just like that. So now, once that glue dries, it'll never move again. What it will do is show you how to patch it in place then next. There's a crack all along here, and that's what we're trying to hide. I put another block beside this because I want to show you another thing in case you have two blocks right side by side, how to do that. What I have here is I have a couple brushes, something to mix it in. I have this is actually a pre-mixed mortar already made. Now that's a gray color. I actually have a white mortar and then some black pigment there as well. So what I'll do is you want to look at where you're going to patch it up. We got to get mortar in that crack in order to fill that void. So what I want to do is just take a little bit of this gray. And this, since there's a lot of white in there, I want to keep the white in there. I'm not going to add any black yet. And then just take a little bit of water and pour it in there. And what I'm going to use, let me grab a shim here. I'll use a shim. I like mixing with this. So what you want to do is just mix that up. What you're trying to do is get it somewhat close to the color. But even if it's a little darker, that's okay, because we'll lighten it up with some more white mortar here. And we'll use that white mortar to actually get the coloring just right. So I'm gonna put a little more water in here. And I recommend wearing gloves when you do this because that black dye is hard to get out, you know, off your fingers when you get that on. And add a little bit more of that, a little more white. So basically you're just trying to get something close. At first, it's not gonna look like it's gonna be anything, but then what we'll do is we'll take the white dye and really fill in with that. It doesn't take much water to get this very wet. And what I do then is just get it on your stick, and what we wanna do is push it in that crack. So look at your crack, really push it in there, because you want it getting nice and deep in there. So right now, it looks like a mess. But you're trying to fill that whole crack in. Then what you want to do is take your brush and just brush it out. What I like to do is take a piece of stone, like a piece of cut off of a paver, and just rub that. So now you know that your mortar isn't protruding out from your block. And I'm going to go a little further because I want to show you how. Let's say you're right sided beside another block. So now you got it like that. So now it's just a matter of dyeing it to match your block. So I'll take a little bit of white and I'll start rubbing this in. I'm just filling this in to make this really start to look like the block. Because this will stick to the actual mortar. Doing it backwards here, so it's hard for me to kind of see. And then you can I'll have a little water, just keep adding a little bit of water as you're going, just to really get that dye mixed in with that. So once you have it like that, now the black you got to really be careful with because it goes a real long ways. So there's not much black in this, but there is little speckles of black in this block. So start to rub the black. As you can see over here, see how the black swirls? So, and I always like to have a second brush just to kind of really rub it. And you can rub it with your fingers and really get this thing in. It looks wet too now because you gotta let it dry a little bit. So once it dries, it really will. And this is all up to, you're just looking to try to make this block look like it was. And the reason I went further is take just a regular razor blade and go in that joint like that. See how I made that joint open back up? So that's pretty much it. And you just keep wanting to play with that crack until you get it just the way you want it. Some more white there. Like I say, you don't need much of that black. Once you have the white the way you want it, this white will dry to that. Okay, and then pretty much just keep playing with it till you get it the way you want it to look. You could just, want it a little lighter there. And let it go for a little while so that we can, like I said, once that mortar dries, it's wet yet, so it's gonna pull out different colors. There we go. I'll let it dry a little bit and I'll show you a picture, but this is pretty much it. The limestone quarry blend's a little easier to blend than the other colors, but as long as you have the colors that you need, a mortar that already has a sanded mortar mixed in, this was a white mortar and a black dye. That's all you need for limestone quarry blend. If we do other colors like Sahara chestnut or Tafian, you'll need some browns for that. But that's pretty much it.